Citrus TV News Live at 6, the FBI concludes its investigation into Brett Kavanaugh, plus how SU students are reacting.
And a suicide awareness program comes to campus. Citrus TV's Anna Azallion shares their story.
And new hacking charges against Russia, what several governments across the globe are saying. Citrus TV News starts right now.
TV News Live at 6, your campus news leader.
SU students staged a noon walkout to protest the confirmation of Judge Brett Kavanaugh. Good evening, I'm Gilat Melamed.
And I'm Zach Lang. The walkout was part of a national movement to support sexual assault survivors. Faculty members joined students on the quad, and some led chants in protest of Kavanaugh's Supreme Court nomination. This was the second Kavanaugh-related protest at SU as a result of the sexual assault allegations against the nominee.
And this walkout wasn't the only Kavanaugh protest connected to campus. 5 SU law professors signed a letter joining over 1,700 other law professors across the nation. The letter alleges that Kavanaugh showed a, quote, lack of commitment to judicious inquiry in light of last week's hearings. The letter was published in the New York Times and will reportedly be sent to the Senate.
Active Minds brought the Remembering TJ program to campus yesterday to share their message of suicide awareness. Citrus TV reporter Anna Azallion reports how this program came to be and what their message is.
That's right, Zach. This was part of Mental Health Awareness Week here at SU. Steve and Wendy Sefcik shared not only their story of losing their son to suicide, but also statistics and resources. Wendy Sefcik also shared that she believes suicide is completely preventable.
Happy birthday, TJ.
Uh-oh, what is this?
Happy birthday from TJ.
From TJ?
Oops.
After we lost our son TJ to suicide when he was 16, we started to do a lot of research and realized that we needed to share our story.
That's when the Remembering TJ program was born. Steve and Wendy Sefcik now share memories of TJ along with his story.
TJ was a gift. He was a really, really bright light that burned very, very quickly, much too quickly, but he was a joy and he was a gift to anybody that knew him.
The Sefciks say talking about suicide shouldn't be taboo.
One of the greatest myths of suicide is talking about it will plant a seed and get people thinking about it, when in reality, talking about suicide, getting these conversations going, will make people that are struggling better able to ask for help.
The Sefciks stress the importance of reaching out if you need help. During the program, they share many resources which are available to everyone. Those include Erica's Lighthouse, the JED Foundation, and the Crisis Text Line.
Resources also, some people think, well, it's only for those who are struggling. Honestly, those resources are just as important for the friend of somebody who's struggling.
Steve Sefcik says he's found TJ's message to be something that helps others seek help.
After the program is over, they'll linger and then they'll come up and say, I am TJ, I need help.
The Sefciks have a simple message to those who may be struggling.
There's hope.
Steve and Wendy Sefcik also urge anyone struggling with depression or suicidal thoughts to seek help. One of the easiest ways to do this is to reach out to any of the resources they provided, including the number that's right at the bottom of your screen right now. For more resources, visit rememberingtj.org and click on the Resources tab. For Syracuse University students, they also offer resources here at SU.
Thanks, Anna. 2 Syracuse iSchool professors will be recognized for their work helping journalists highlight political trends on social media. The Toast Center for Digital Journalism at Columbia University is highlighting Jennifer Stromey-Galley and Jeff Hemsley's Illuminating 2018 project. The project captures and analyzes public feedback about what candidates are saying on social media. And have you noticed the Hall of Languages is now purple at night? That's because October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. To raise awareness, the university is also holding the Go Purple Office Decorating Contest, where student volunteers judge the best purple adorned offices across campus. Offices need to register by October 15th.
Now, Gilat, I don't know if you've been questioning the weather as much as I have. One moment it's raining and cloudy and gray. The next moment the sky is almost as blue as I am.
I know, if you had a morning class, you needed an umbrella. If you had an afternoon class, you probably needed sunglasses. But Carmella Boykin is here to tell us what we're going to need tomorrow and later on in the week.
Thanks, Gilat. Taking a look outside, it is gorgeous, especially as you said, taking a look at earlier today, it was rainy, it was cloudy, especially over the past couple days. But now as you look outside, it's partly cloudy, 65 degrees and 11-mile-per-hour winds. So it's easy, it's breezy, and it's beautiful. As you look into tonight, it's mostly clear with a low of 42 degrees. So make sure if you're going outside, you grab a jacket and bundle up. You don't want that sickness roll in before exams and things come up. Also, it's a great night if you're going to stay in and study. Maybe drink some bougie tea. You can have some hot apple cider, things like that. And as we take a look at the forecast tomorrow, starting at 9 a.m., we're going to be around 44 degrees. Go Qs, go Qs. As we move into noon, it's going to be 53 degrees, and 6 p.m. is going to have 56 degrees. And it's also going to be mostly chilly. So again, make sure you have a jacket, but if you're going to have a fit, like a sweat or something, that'd be perfect. Back to you, Zach.
Thanks, Carmella. New details on a Syracuse shooting that left a 15-year-old boy dead last night. Police identified the victim, Loindale Johnson, earlier today. The Syracuse Police Department says Johnson was shot around 11:45 p.m. on Coolidge Avenue. The teenager died shortly after the shooting at Upstate University Hospital. Syracuse police have yet to identify a suspect. And drone operations are coming to the North Syracuse area. Congress passed a $4.3 million construction upgrade that will allow the Air National Guard base at Hancock Field to modernize their technology. Pilots use the base to remotely control combat and surveillance drones in Afghanistan. They also use Hancock Field to train crews how to maintain and use the drones.
Syracuse startup has received a generous investment of $22 million. Syracuse's SpinCar says this money will fund its growth and commitment to innovation. SpinCar's software lets auto dealers show 360-degree images of their vehicles online. The company was founded here in Syracuse in 2011. New York officials are initiating a quarantine on imported goods because of one pesky bug. The spotted lanternfly is an invasive species with the potential to harm crops. It's been spotted in Albany and Yates counties. The quarantine affects imports like yard waste, produce, and even grills from southern bordering states.
Governor Andrew Cuomo announced today that John F. Kennedy Airport will undergo renovations worth $13 billion. Cuomo says the airport will add 2 international terminals spanning 4 million square feet. The renovations are anticipated to expand the airport's passenger capacity by at least 15 million travelers annually. Cuomo hopes to have the project completed by 2025. And sticking with JFK, Immigrations and Customs Enforcement are investigating a man who smuggled an estimated $115,000 worth of cocaine into the United States. U.S. Customs stopped Akeem Rasheed Lewis in the airport when he returned from Jamaica. Lewis used 3 liquor bottles to store the 9 pounds of cocaine in his possession.
Coming up next, after a week of waiting, the FBI probe into Brett Kavanaugh is complete. Find out what the verdict is and what it means for the judge's nomination.
And we'll talk about the 7 Russian spies accused of plotting a series of cyber attacks across the world. CitrusTV News will be right back.
This is the story of a boy who didn't talk for a long time. The boy liked things to always be the same. Any changes would scare and upset him. The unknown was an unfriendly place. The boy was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. He wasn't trying to be mean, it just made him feel uncomfortable. Sometimes he would flap his arms again and again.
One day, I found out I have something called autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I found my voice and learned all the ways I could live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Did you hear about the pony with a sore throat? He was a little horse. Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why couldn't the Why was the basketball court all wet? Why? Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Where'd the cats go on vacation? New York.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average four-legged homie, and then wham, bam, minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
If you see news happening on campus, in Syracuse, or across the nation, call the CitrusTV Newsroom, 315-443-1177, or tweet at CitrusTV News, your campus news leader.
Undecided senators are making decisions on the confirmation of Judge Brett Kavanaugh to the Supreme Court. The vote was delayed last week after Senator Jeff Flake asked for an FBI investigation. The report, which senators began reading this morning, is not settling disputes between party lines. It will not be made public, but New York Governor Andrew Cuomo is asking for it to be released.
Senate Judiciary Chairman Chuck Grassley says the investigation found no hint of misconduct, but Democrats argue that it wasn't thorough enough. Undecided GOP Senator Jeff Flake says he is satisfied with the report, while another undecided GOP Senator Susan Collins wants to go over it again. Meanwhile, Red State Democrat Heidi Heitkamp announced that she would vote against the confirmation.
This leaves only two votes unknown, Republican Lisa Murkowski and Democrat Joe Manchin. Republicans plan to hold the vote early tomorrow, and some senators still feel it should have happened already.
To those who suggest he had a problem like this from prior interviews, no evidence of that. That's all manufactured. The senators who requested the supplemental FBI background check got what they requested, and I am ready to vote.
Updates on the rice-and-laced envelope sent to the Pentagon earlier this week. The FBI arrested a Navy veteran suspected of sending the 4 letters to the government.
Pentagon officials confirmed the letters contained raw materials of the deadly poison ricin.
The suspect, William Clyde Allen III, previously served about 2.5 years in prison for attempted aggravated assault.
Astronauts living on the International Space Station have undocked and returned to Earth today.
The spacecraft carried 2 American astronauts and a Russian Soyuz commander. Their mission was just under 200 days long and completed over 3,000 orbits of the Earth.
The space travelers landed safely this morning in Kazakhstan.
The Justice Department is charging 7 Russian agents with hacking. Victims of the attacks include the U.S. Anti-Doping Agency and a nuclear energy company.
The UK and the Netherlands are also accusing Russia of hacking. The British government is accusing the Russian military intelligence agency of cyber attacks on a British TV network, the American Democratic Party, and companies in Russia and Ukraine.
These have affected citizens in many countries, including Russia, and caused enormous economic costs.
Russia is denying the charges. The BBC reports that Russia believes the allegations are, quote, Western spy mania.
Coming up next, Citrus TV's Madelyn Urabe tells us more about how a nearby place is giving children with disabilities a place to grow.
And weather anchor Carmella Boykin has your full weather forecast. Stay with us.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
From the Citrus TV Weather Center, this is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
Welcome back to Citrus TV News. Taking a look at the current temperatures across the state of New York. We're at 65 in Syracuse, 61 in Cortland, 62 in Binghamton, and same 65 in Rochester, 63 up in Fulton, and 65 in Rome. Taking a look at the temperatures tonight, we're going to drop down to 42 degrees. So if you're headed out, make sure you dress in layers because you do not want to catch a chill. But it will be mostly clear, so that's a nice mix-up from the rain that we've been having. And as we take a look tomorrow, it's going to be mostly sunny, 60 degrees. It's going to be a nice and breezy day. 5-mile-per-hour winds, so not too breezy. And as we take a look at our 5-day forecast, you're going to want to get in the vitamin D where you can. Friday and Saturday, we're going to be mostly sunny, 60 degrees on Friday and 71 degrees on Saturday. And as we go into Sunday, it's going to get a little rainy. 68 degrees with showers. Monday, it's going to be 76 and cloudy, but by Tuesday, we're going to warm up. It's going to be gorgeous, 80 degrees with partly cloudy skies. That's all I have for my 5-day forecast. Back to you, Gilat.
All right, thanks so much, Carmella. October is Disabilities Awareness Month. CitrusTV reporter Madelyn Urabe visited Casey's Place in Syracuse and tells us how to them this is a month of reflecting on the children they care for on a daily basis.
Casey's Place is a respite center, meaning it's a safe place for children with disabilities to interact with people besides their parents. Volunteer Madison Oliva says here at the organization, students come to make crafts, play games, and hang out with their friends, an opportunity they rarely get anywhere else.
At school, they might not necessarily get that opportunity, and they might maybe feel like a little bit different, but here they get to play with people who are similar to them and just interact with all different kinds of kids along the spectrum.
All these children have kind of developed a peer group, and they just love coming here because now they have what their siblings have had all these years.
Program Director Diane Napa says Casey's Place also provides parents to take some time for themselves while knowing their child is safe and workers are looking after them.
One mom she didn't want to leave her child because she was so scared. She had never left her child with someone. Well, she left finally, and she came back on Sunday just exuberant, and she actually got to go to church without him there, and she got to go out to breakfast. She hasn't been out to breakfast in 15 years.
There currently is a waiting list of about 100 children to enter the Casey's Place program, but the organization soon hopes that an expansion of the facility would offset that number. With grants, Casey's Place is looking to add more bedrooms for children who participate in the overnight programs and add more staff to supply service to those children. Madelyn Urabe, Citrus TV News.
Casey's Place is currently looking for donations to help raise funds for the building expansion.
A national auto race is back in Oswego for the 3rd year in a row. CitrusTV reporter Zachary Levine found out just how important this upcoming event is to our region's economy.
You may have heard of NASCAR. But when it comes to racing, it's not likely you've seen something like this. This is a dirt car. And behind the wheel, you'll find Syracuse native DJ Forbes.
This is huge. This is the biggest race there'll ever be for dirt modifieds.
DJ is racing in Oswego's Super Dirt Week, which starts tonight and runs through Sunday. The event is expected to bring in around 35,000 fans, many of whom are from out of the state or even the country. DJ got into this thanks to one specific person in his life.
My dad actually used to race. He raced a long time ago. I was always in the shop ever since I was a little kid, just loved racing, always at the track, working on the cars and everything. When I was about 9 years old, I got into it, racing go-karts on asphalt, and then just continued into the dirt.
Well, Super Dirt Week, of course, massive here in Oswego. Just look at all the trailers behind me, but think about how it affects the local economy.
Well, the rough estimate that's been thrown around is about $12 million in economic impact.
Dave Turner is the director of tourism in Oswego County. He says that even though so many people stay in their RVs, businesses in town are booming this week.
But we have 4 hotels that I understand are at or near capacity.
The city getting serious about this event, just as drivers are getting ready to race for the checkered flag. In Oswego, Zachary Levine, Citrus TV News.
Prior to being in Oswego, Super Dirt Week was held at the New York State Fairgrounds here in Syracuse. Tickets are still on sale for the event, which runs until Sunday.
And coming up in sports, Syracuse football looks to bounce back after a tough loss. And in baseball, the wildcard games are officially in the books. It's time for the NLDS. That, up, and more.
They said a bottle was just a bottle. That no one would ever notice me. But I knew I could be more. That one day, I would make people smile.
I see you mobbing over her. Let's go. Let's mob. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, we mobbing. Come on, girl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl.
And now, your Citrus TV Sports Report.
But they are moving on this Saturday. The Orange take on ACC and old Big East rival Pittsburgh on the road. SU is coming off a tough loss in the last minute to Clemson. Although the Orange did not get the result they wanted, Andre Schmidt was the star of the game. Schmidt drilled 11 of the Orange's 23 points. His 51-yarder is the longest field goal in the ACC so far this season. Against Pittsburgh, Syracuse looks to improve its offense. SU only had 3 first downs in the second half against Clemson. Head coach Dino Babers is ready to look past the Tigers.
We can't be satisfied with coming close, because that doesn't pay the bills for us. Okay, we're in a run to be the best team that we can be, and it was unfortunate that we lost today. I think we're moving in the right direction. Now we've got to come back next week and see if we can continue to do that.
Last season, SU beat Pitt 27-24, and this year, Babers and his squad looks to get the same result. This is the 74th meeting between the two teams. Kickoff is set for 12:20 p.m. on Saturday at Heinz Field. Syracuse women's soccer returns home tonight after 3 straight games on the road. The Orange face off against number 23 NC State. It hasn't been pretty for Syracuse recently. Last time they won? Well, that was over a month ago against Northeastern. The Wolfpack, on the other hand, sit with an 8-3-2 record. It may not be lacrosse season just yet, but the Orange Alumni Classic Legends game is this Saturday. Players from 7 decades of SU lacrosse are suiting up to square off in the Carrier Dome. Today, the alumni rosters were announced, including 52 alumni graduating from 1949 to 2018. 7 players are currently in the Major League Lacrosse. Some notable names include Nick Mariano and Sergio Salcido. In soccer news, Cristiano Ronaldo won't be seeing the field anytime soon for his national team. Portugal has decided to rest the star forward in their upcoming friendlies against Poland and Scotland. This news comes after sexual assault allegations surfaced this week. Ronaldo denies any allegations. In baseball, it's playoff time. We kick it off with the National League Division Series. Game 1 with Colorado traveling to Milwaukee started a little over an hour ago, and the Rockies are coming off a 13-inning victory in the wild card. The score is currently 2-0 Milwaukee, with a home run right there in the bottom of the 3rd. Now, to get it started off for the Rockies, and Brandon Woodruff with the first pitch for the Brewers, it was at 5:07 p.m. in the NL game of the night. In the second NL game of the night, Atlanta takes on Los Angeles. Now, many thought Clayton Kershaw would start this game for the Dodgers. Instead, Hyun-Jin Ryu gets the ball against Mike Fultonevich for the Braves' opening pitch at 8:37 p.m. Week 5 of the NFL kicks off with the Colts and Patriots tonight. After defeating the Dolphins last week, New England gets some more good news as wide receiver Julian Edelman returns to the field after missing the first 4 games of the season due to injury. Rob Gronkowski's ankle also appears ready to go after limited practice during the week. The Colts, on the other hand, are without Ty Hilton and Jack Doyle. This one kicks off in New England at 8:30 p.m.
Now, Brittany, let's go back to Syracuse football for a second. They haven't been good on the road so far in the 3 years Dino Babers has been at the helm. Do you think they can pull it out against Pitt this weekend?
Definitely, this is a different Syracuse team than the ones we've seen in the past. Pittsburgh, they're not doing great this season. They sit at 2-3. As long as Dungy keeps on the field, because we know he's very injury prone, I don't see this being a challenge for Syracuse.
And moving on to baseball, I mean, the Yankees had a great win last night in that wild card game. How do you see them stacking up to the Red Sox in the ALDS?
Okay, I'm from New York City, so I'm going to try to be as unbiased as possible. Boston is a great team. We all know that. They had the best record in all of MLB this season. But the Yankees are coming off a hot game in the wild card. Luis Severino, people didn't know if Aaron Boone made the right choice going with him for that game. Well, he clearly did, and it's a whole new season with the playoffs. Anything can happen, so watch out for the Yankees.
And you mentioned it in your NFL preview, the Patriots and Colts tonight. Julian Edelman's coming back after a 4-game suspension and an ACL tear. Do you think he's going to have a breakout game tonight?
I do, just because the Patriots don't have many options. You've seen it in the past few weeks. They've been struggling a little bit. Obviously had that great game against the Dolphins, but they're going to be looking for Edelman. Brady loves Edelman. They're bros.
All right, thanks, Brittany.
We'll be right back.
Superheroes? Just 4 brothers who hate bullies and love this city. Whoa! Gear up, guys.
Hey, Hard, what's this?
That's my resignation letter.
You're resigning.
Why? Because you're constantly ignoring me. You're half as active as you used to be, and you get stuff like this. You've been putting me under a lot of pressure lately. That's why I'm ready to quit.
I forgot. I'll do better. Please, don't quit on me.
Okay, but remember, it's not what you say, it's what you do.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you.
Let's go for a walk.
Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
Taking a look at our 5-day forecast, we're going to have a great at least first half of the weekend. If you look at Friday, it's going to be mostly sunny, high of 60 degrees, low of 46. Moving into Saturday, also mostly sunny, warming up to 71 degrees and low of 62. But as we move into Sunday, we're going to see a few showers, high of 68, low of 56. Monday, we're only going to have clouds, but it will warm up even further, 76 degrees and a low of 64. And as we move into Tuesday, it's going to be the warmest yet with 80 degrees and partly cloudy skies.
Now, Carmella, what do you think we're going to be able to see tomorrow morning?
Tomorrow morning, it's definitely going to be chilly. I don't know about you if you like to go for a morning jog or something, but I would definitely recommend that you bundle up because it's going to be around 44 degrees.
Wow. I won't be going for a morning jog, but thank you. Firefighters in Reno, Nevada uncovered 3 bear cubs inside a trash bin. They opened the bin with a pole and the bears scurried away into the forest. Good thing they didn't open the bin with their bare hands, Zach.
Yeah, the cubs were undoubtedly looking for food and ended up in the bin. Not sure how long they were in there, but I'll tell you what, Gilat, it was probably unbearable.
Ooh, yeah, nice pun there. I mean, the bears are cute. I mean, if I was a firefighter, I wouldn't mind rescuing some bears. It's a nice change from fighting fires, I would say.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And reports do say that the bears did make their way back to their mom, so they're safe and sound back in the woods with their mother. And that's all the time we have tonight. For more news, check us out on CitrusTV.com and follow us on Twitter at CitrusTV News. I'm Zach Lang.
And I'm Gilat Melamed. From all of us here at Citrus TV, have a great night, Syracuse.